Yeah, okay. It's like the heating and stuff going on. It's like, what the is happening? Okay. So, welcome to day 15. This is technically the end of Terabas. Yeah. Because it's supposed to end on the 24th. So, I'm doing it ahead, of course, but you know, there's that. So, I am in the space. I mean, I have a bunch of like shit going on in the background of life, but that doesn't stop the fact that Thesis is like basically still happening. So it doesn't stop Thesis from happening. So essentially, I have made yet another document for my thesis. And I went through the portfolio, the final portfolio that I submitted for this past class, my thesis 1 class. And I added all of the poems that I felt like I genuinely wanted in the collection. Like, right, like there's some poems that I put in the portfolio because like they needed to be there, and then there's some that I just was like, once I looked at it for the final thesis book, I was like, no, absolutely not. So I have my Logical Air notebook. This is the notebook that I write a lot of my ideas about stuff in. So I had written down like a lot of the poem titles that I had, and I'm gonna scratch off a few of them. And yeah, and so I'm gonna go through. We need 25 poems. I have roughly half of them, and I just want to make sure that I have still roughly half when I like plan this, because I also need to print these out, which means I have to print them out at Staples or whatever, the library or whatever, somewhere. And I have to, because I do better. I might want to try the library, which means I have to sign up for the library for the umpteenth time. Which means I need to print these things out. I want to print them out multiple times and just go through line by line and do that line work and get my life together. And then printing them out and do some various tools like blackout poetry or something like that, like to kind of get the words together and make sure that I have like the strongest things. So this past semester was more like I wanted to make sure I had the right words, and I still want to make sure I have the right words. And if I'm saying what I want to say, for the most part, most of the poems are saying what I want to say. It's just a matter, are they saying it how I want to say it? Like form and like kind of the angle that I'm taking. I don't know if I want this one in the collection. I don't think I do, actually, now that I'm like considering it. I'll see. I don't know. There's one that's related to plant life that I don't know if I want in this collection, because this one is more about the body. And yes, it does talk about me as a plant, which is another body. But I have another collection that I want to talk about, and that one can fit a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like that one will fit like a little bit better, actually. So there's that. So okay. I think that's it. Okay. I think that's it. And if that's the case, out of 25, I have 9. Which means I need 16 poems. If I keep one of them, I have 10, and then I would need 15. But I'm just not so sold on that one. So that means I have to come up with edits for all of these and 16 poems. I was like, I thought I had closer to half, which is, I mean, 9 is not that far off from 12, which would be roughly half. But still, that means, yeah, like, and I'm editing myself because I'm editing myself because I just know that these are just not, those are not, gonna fit. Like, the ones that I'm taking off really, like, I want a quite tight concept, and I want the differentiating factor to be, like, I want to go in different directions, but I want the more differentiating factor to be the forms that the poems are taking. Like, I want this collection to be known for having a range in terms of poetic form. Poetic content too, right? They're all linked to the body and me, persona, me, and all that kind of stuff. But I definitely want the form to be the most experimental that it can be. And the poetry topic can be a little bit tighter as a concept. The good thing about this is that I've been thinking, let me get a bottle of water. A bottle of water that's been on the table for like 3 weeks. I've been so bad about drinking water, to be honest, and I need to get a case of water. I'm like down to my last like week's worth of water, and technically that's like 2 days supposedly worth of water. I just have not been drinking water. So you drink water, like, oh god, that feels good. I was like, it feels good to be alive. I'm drinking some fucking water. So yeah, this means I just have to like come up with like these new things. But like I said, I luckily already had ideas. And I already had ideas and concepts that I wanted to kind of put together. So there's at least 1, 2, 3. I just had my... The thing with me is I be writing on napkins and shit, and I be like, I hope I don't be throwing it away. I be like, oh god, I hope I didn't throw that junk away. Oh my god. I didn't, but also I literally just had it. This is a mess, girl. How is this? I are you doing? Let me just double check to make sure I didn't throw it away. Hold on. All right, I found it. I just want to write these down before like this does get thrown away accidentally, and I don't have any more. Okay, so another thing for me, oh, that's not how you spell that, is that I have some more titles. And then I don't think these are the stronger ones, but it's okay. And I'm just writing down lines. And I'm just going to put these. Oh, Lord. And just like SSI, SSI, okay. All right, I just want to write some lines down with that. And then some forms. I also started thinking about how I'm going to put these forms on the paper. And I was thinking of the orientation of the book and how it's going to look. I think for me, the book size I'm interested in is a longer size like this, but with the width like this. Like I feel like for what I want to do, the lines going across, I want a wider book. I just also don't want it feel awkward in my hands, but I like a longer book and I don't mind this, but my lines, some of my lines move, like they're just strange. And I want to change. Some of the poems are going to shift orientation a little bit. So I have to kind of like figure out some stuff. And I just got an idea of one of those little... Well, I already have like the form that I want for one of them. And maybe I can do that. I don't know if I can like kind of do that. Let me see. Can I like words like that? Oh, that might like be fun. Words that do like that. Words that do like that. And this is like words. That's words. Sorry. I don't want to show too much. It's just so essentially thinking about words going... I want to show my titles. Words going in a spiral like this for one of them. Words going in a spiral, or words like kind of making a little bean shape or something. And then I have one idea where I know is kind of like that. Yeah, something like that. And then thinking about and then I might do that. Yeah. So I have some ideas right now. I have like 6 more poems added. So then that means it 15, well, 14, which means I need 11 more. And I come up with titles first. So it's more like that's how I float with stuff. Like titles come first because to me the title in my mind encapsulates like the the whole thing that I'm thinking about, and then I go from there, and then I'll edit it again, and if the title like needs to shift, then I'll shift it. But the title tends to come first with a few lines in between that are going to go into the poem, and then like it works like that. So so now I do have 15, and I need 10 more because I just came up with I had another title that I wanted to make sure that I use. And yeah, I think I like what I'm seeing. So I'm going to end it there because I'm not showing you really anything. I'm just kind of talking as I work through this stuff, right? So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye.